The forest, calm, quiet, endless, until you realize you're not alone. Every camper thinks it's just the wind, until they hear footsteps circling the tent. Tonight, we're diving into 5 creepy camping clips that prove you're not alone in the forest. Real encounters, real fear, and moments that will make you think twice before your next camping trip. So grab your flashlight, keep your eyes open, and let's begin. Number 5. Temos is a Brazilian paranormal investigation channel that explores haunted locations, abandoned places, and mysterious encounters across the country. This time the team had adventured deep into a remote forest area far from civilization. With no cell phone service and thick vegetation that makes navigation nearly impossible, they were documenting their exploration when something completely unexpected happened.
Eu escutei um som.
Pera aí, vamos ficar em silêncio, rapaziada, pera aí.
Velho, eu socorro, mano.
Pera aí, Jefinho.
Uma voz.
Pera aí, vamos ver se a gente escuta de novo.
Cadê?
Oh, meu Deus do céu, velho, meu Deus. Meu Deus do céu.
Ou a gente vai atrás dessa mulher, ou a gente não vai. Não, vamos se embrear no mato e vamos então. Tu vai? Tem bateria pra continuar gravando aí?
Eu tô até com medo de gravar isso aí, Jefinho.
Como é que não?
E se for algum crime, a gente se envolve nisso aí, mano.
A gente já tá envolvido, mano. A gente já tá envolvido.
Vamos tentar ajudar, mas eu acho que assim filmar não
A
sei,
gente
mano.
já tá envolvido.
Não, tem que filmar.
A filmagem é uma segurança pra nós, porra. Prova, porra.
Smart thinking, because in situations like this, documentation could be the difference between helping someone and becoming suspects yourself. The search began with them calling out, trying to get the woman to respond so they could triangulate her location. But here's the thing about dense forests. Sound bounces around and pinpointing exactly where it's coming from becomes nearly impossible people. They decided to split up to cover more ground, which, let's be honest, goes against every horror movie rule ever written. But sometimes real life requires taking calculated risks. Then after what felt like an eternity of searching, they found something, a single shoe lying on the forest floor. That's when they knew they were close. And moments later this happens.
Moça do céu! Meu Deus do céu, velho! Meu Deus do céu! Moça! Meu Deus! Calma! Moça, meu Deus do céu, cara! Tá amarrada? Calma! Cara, ajuda a desamarrar ela aqui,
Ô, Jota, ajuda a desamarrar ela, cara.
Ilumina aí, cara!
Deixa eu botar a câmera no chão aqui, cara.
Meu Deus do céu! Jota, desamarra ela aí, velho! Ajuda! Cara, calma, moça! Aqui! Solta ali, aqui! Solta aqui, velho!
Caramba, velho. O que aconteceu, moça?
O que você tá fazendo aqui, moça? Peraí, deixa eu soltar aqui! Aqui, ó!
O que aconteceu, moça?
A gente vai
Tava indo pro trabalho.
Calma! Que isso, velho? Caramba,
Eu pego cedo. Um cara apareceu armado.
Olha só, velho!
Um cara apareceu armado, ele me rendeu, ele tava armado, ele me trouxe pra cá.
Ele fez alguma coisa contigo? Moça?
Só que hoje eu não ia ser útil, que ele ia voltar amanhã.
Caramba, velho, como assim? Calma, moça, calma.
The rescue was immediate. They quickly untied her while she's crying, clearly traumatized, telling them through tears what happened. She'd been waiting for the bus at 4:30 in the morning to go to work when a man approached her with a weapon. He forced her into this remote location, took her phone and bag, hit her in the neck, and left her tied up, telling her she wouldn't be useful yet and that he'd be back tomorrow. Think about that for a second. This woman had been tied up in the middle of a forest for almost 20 hours, with no food, no water, completely helpless, not knowing if she'd ever see her family again. If these guys hadn't been there that night, who knows what would have happened when her kidnapper returned. But here's the part that really gets chilling. While they're comforting Melissa and trying to get her ready to move, one of them notices something carved into the tree right next to where she was tied up. The letters LE inside a heart, and below that the letter M, which happens to be the first letter of Melissa's name. The team had to find an easier route back to their vehicle, but when they tried to help her walk, it became clear that she couldn't make it on her own. Her legs were too weak from being tied up for so long, and she was barely conscious. That's when one of the team members made the decision to carry her on his back through the dense forest.
Eu não vou acreditar direito. Só um pouquinho, porque a gente tá. Não precisa ter medo, não, que eu não vou te soltar, tá bom? Só vou te digitar um pouquinho. Assim, pronto. Fica tranquilo, pronto, assim. Fechou.
Deixei na frente que vou abrir o carro lá. Meu Deus do céu. Vem junto comigo aqui, Jota. Me ajuda aqui, cara. Ilumina lá pra ele, cara. Aqui, bota lá no carro aqui, Jefinho, aqui, ó.
When they finally reached their truck, the relief was overwhelming. They helped Melissa into the back seat, gave her water, and immediately started planning how to get her home safely. The team made sure to file a police report and provide all the evidence they had gathered, including the location of the tree carvings and the timeline of events. This story serves as a reminder that when you're exploring remote locations, you never know what you might encounter. Most of the time it's just wildlife or natural sounds, but occasionally you stumble into situations where someone's life hangs in the balance. Number 4. Louise runs a channel focused on solo wilderness adventures and van life across the UK. She's someone who's spent countless nights alone in remote locations, comfortable with the sounds of nature and the solitude that comes with wild camping. But sometimes, even experienced campers encounter something that shakes them to their core. This time he decided on 2 nights of solitude camping in Daring Woods, located in the southeast of England, just outside a quiet little village called Pluckley. What she didn't know when she arrived was that she had just driven into the most haunted village in all of Britain. Louise arrives at the woods feeling optimistic, quickly setting up a hammock and tarp before the weather turns. She's got her routine down, chopping wood, getting a fire going, and settling in for what she expects to be a peaceful evening. But as darkness fell completely, the atmosphere in the woods began to change.
I don't know if you can see, a Cadbury's Pot of Joy yogurt, basically chocolate yogurt. There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. Is it a bird or is it kids screaming? That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming. Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff and planes, there's a lot of planes. There's like this weird... Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but the hammock's really comfy, thank God, so I should sleep well, I would think. What was that noise?
Being an experienced camper, Louise knows the difference between normal woodland sounds and something else. But the real terror was yet to come.
Convinced there's been a person or persons. What the fuck? I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now. What the fuck is going on? That's just the owls. I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God, that was footsteps. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps.
When morning finally came, Louise reflected on what had happened. She was convinced that whatever had been walking around her campsite was human, not animal. Exhausted and shaken, Louise walks back to her van to grab some breakfast and check her phone. That's when she makes a discovery that changes everything. It turns out Pluckley Village holds the Guinness World Record for being the most haunted village in England, with between 12 and 14 known ghosts. The woods where Louise had camped are actually called Screaming Woods, a place where visitors regularly report hearing anguished screams coming from deep within the forest. During her exploration the next day, Louise made another eerie discovery. So what do you think happened in those woods?
There's camp way over there, and as I came around the corner when I was walking about last night, tell me that that doesn't look like a child's face or two children. So as I came round, I had my head torch on, and I walked like that, and literally just jumped out of me. Scary shit, that is.
So what do you think happened in those woods? Was it just Louise's imagination, influenced by the creepy atmosphere? Or is there something genuinely unexplained happening in England's most haunted forest? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Number 3. This terrifying video was uploaded on YouTube channel Sean SW. It starts off completely normal, just a guy running through the forest, occasionally passing other hikers on the trail. For the first half of the video, it's exactly what you'd expect from a trail running video. Beautiful scenery, the sound of footsteps on dirt paths, and the occasional coming up on your left thanks as he passes fellow hikers. But that peaceful run was about to take a very different turn. While he was focused on his pace, something else was focused on him.
Holy shit!
Number 2. Sydney is an adventure woman who loves the wilderness so much that she left her entire life behind to start fresh in a camper van, exploring the country and camping in a new spot every day. She's been living this nomadic lifestyle since April 2024, documenting her solo adventures across America. This time she decided to return to a very special place, the exact same remote campsite in Tennessee, where she spent her very first night camping solo. After a grocery run and navigating those sketchy back roads, Sydney finally arrived at her destination.
This looks a lot different than the last time I came down here.
Wait, was that it? Oh, this is it. Okay, sweet. There's nobody here. I'm gonna get out and take a gander and make sure everything's like safe, and I might drive down there, but I might take the top spot too. I don't know yet.
That's where my friend Grace camped when I was camping down here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come down to this spot. I'm so glad it's open.
The plan was simple. Enjoy a quiet evening, cook some dinner, and relive that first solo camping experience. But sometimes the wilderness has other plans. She set up her usual routine, folding chair by the creek, laptop for some work, and eventually started preparing dinner on her portable stove. Now, if you've ever done solo camping, you know that moment when you're sitting in complete silence and suddenly become hyper aware of every single sound around you.
It's kind of odd sitting in silence here in the middle of the woods. It's like I don't usually like sitting in silence, especially outside, because then I actually can hear and I'm very conscious of like what's around me. But I haven't heard anything except acorns falling and leaves falling and fish coming up and eating bugs. It's quite nice, actually. No Bigfoot so far.
That peaceful moment didn't last long because this is when things started to get creepy. While cooking her rice and chicken dinner, which by the way she'd already burned because, let's be honest, camp cooking is harder than it looks, something caught her attention.
What is that? What was that? Anyways, dinner is served. I really hope that wasn't like a mountain lion or something, but I'm not gonna let it scare me to stay in my car. I packed all my stuff up so that if I do need to like just close this, I only have this to move, but I heard it move too. It like moved from like there to over there.
So there she was, miles from civilization, down a one-lane dirt road, having just heard something unexplained moving around near her campsite. And what does she do? She sits down, opens her laptop, and tries to watch YouTube videos while eating her burnt dinner. That's either the calmest response to a potential wilderness encounter I've ever seen, or she was trying really hard not to panic. The footage ends the next morning with Sydney waking up safe and sound, but she never did figure out what made those sounds by the creek. Was it a mountain lion, a bear, or maybe, just maybe?
What if it was Bigfoot and that was like a deer that he was eating and it was like making noises because the deer is scared?
Now seriously, what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you've had similar experiences while camping alone, I'd love to hear about them. Number 1. Mosagi runs a channel that's all about pushing boundaries, whether it's exploring abandoned buildings, camping in remote wilderness, or investigating paranormal hotspots. With nearly 3 million subscribers, Mo has built his reputation on going where others won't and staying when others would leave. But sometimes even the most experienced explorers encounter something that crosses every line. This particular adventure started innocently enough. Mo had gotten his hands on a new e-bike and wanted to test it out while scouting for the perfect wilderness camping spot. After hours of trail riding and testing his e-bike through puddles, snow patches and rough terrain, Mo couldn't find a suitable dry campsite in the new forest, so he made a decision that would change the entire tone of this adventure.
So I came back today to a place that you guys are all familiar with and you guys absolutely love. As you guys can see, there are no trails where I am. You might recognize this spot. And if you guessed the haunted doll forest, well, you guys are correct. The dolls are on the trees just down that way. Maybe I'll take you guys and show you. I always get lost in this forest, by the way. It's freaking creepy. Now, this is considered a very haunted forest, which is why I'm like, you know what? Why not come here and camp out by myself? Now, the only thing is I don't have a tent. I totally forgot that.
The setup seemed perfect. No tent, no problem. Mo decided to build a survival shelter using fallen branches and natural cover. The weather was mild, he had plenty of food to cook, and the creepy dolls hanging from the trees would just add to the atmosphere for a good video.
Whoa. What the fuck is that? Hello? Did that sound like a dog? Or was that a coyote? Like, I genuinely hate this place. Yeah, that just sounded like a dog or something. I wonder if like someone's out here and their dog got attacked or something. Anyways, look at this. So many of them. Terrifying. And maybe I shouldn't have even touched it with my bare hands. These are supposed to be cursed dolls. And I just touched it with my bare hands.
As daylight faded, Mo got his campfire going and started cooking his dinner, lamb skewers on a portable grill. That's when he visited by unexpected guest. A massive porcupine wandered into his campsite, seemingly attracted by the smell of cooking meat. For Mo, this was actually exciting. He'd never seen one in real life and was fascinated by the encounter. But while he was dealing with his dinner guest, something else was happening deeper in the forest east, something he wouldn't discover until much later. As night fell and temperatures dropped, Mo realized he needed more firewood to keep warm. Armed with just a flashlight, he ventured away from his shelter to collect larger pieces of wood. Then he saw something white between the trees.
There's a weird light back there. What is that? Must be a tower on the other side of like the forest. I don't see any logs. I just see a lot of like tiny what the fuck is that? Shh. What are you? Shh. Animal. There's something there. It's right there. It's white. Better not be another freaking porcupine. Did they come in white though? Thought I heard somebody. That's an animal. There's something there. It's not moving. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Ew. Oh my god. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I just heard some coyotes. Oh, something smells really bad over there. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. No. Oh my god, no way. No. That's a dog. Oh my god, guys, somebody. What the fuck is that? Who would do such a fucking disgusting thing? Why would someone do that? Oh, you poor thing. Ew, it's missing its face. Oh, it's decapitated. What the fuck? No. Oh, I got blood on the stick. This is fucked up, man. Guys, I'm so sorry. This is fucked up. Oh my god. There's like dark blood on it. But then there's a head. That's disgusting. What the fuck, man? Why? Like, what would compel someone to do such a fucked up...
What made it even more disturbing was the realization that whoever did this had been in the same forest while Mo was there. The trails are far from where he was camping, meaning someone had deliberately gone deep into the woods to commit this act, and they had done it during the day while Mo was setting up his campsite just a short distance away. Without hesitation, Mo packed up his entire campsite and headed straight back to the parking lot. No investigation, no overnight camping, no testing his survival skills, just an immediate evacuation from what had become a crime scene. This video serves as a stark reminder that when you venture into truly remote wilderness areas, you're not just dealing with natural dangers like wildlife or weather. Sometimes you encounter evidence of human cruelty that's far more disturbing than any paranormal activity or abandoned building exploration. Now, what do you think happened in that forest? Was this random animal cruelty or something more organized? The fact that someone went so deep off the trails suggests this wasn't impulsive. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we bring you the scariest moments caught on camera every week. Until next time, stay scared.